morning, dragons. I'm Mr. Salerno, and this is Flame and Pierre, back on the show, ready from an exciting adventure. We're so glad to see you, and we want to welcome you to the News of Camelot. Today's Thursday, January 13th, 2022. 2022, can't forget. And Flame, it's a friend of Flame, kind of a Thursday. That's very exciting, but before we get going on that, let's hear what Marcos has to say. Take it away, Marcos.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's now pause for the moment of silence.
Fantastic job, Marcos. We appreciate you being out there in the cold and saying the Pledge of Allegiance and leading us in the moment of silence. But Flame, the sun is going to rise today at 7:26 in the morning, and Pirate Pierre, the sun is going to set at 5:09 in the late afternoon, in the early evening, which is great. More sunlight, dragons. And we've been talking a lot about things that are cold this week, things that are prudent, and also things that are cold, and we have not done a Friend of Flame in such a long time. It's been over a month. And when we were doing some research, Pirate Pierre said that he ran into some penguins. So let's look at penguins, dragons. What wonderful creatures, marvelous animals that if you look at this picture, it looks like they're flying, right? And they're actually known to fly in the water. They can't fly like we see normal birds around here in Northern Virginia, but they are so fast underwater, and they are very good divers and dive quickly to get animals and to avoid danger, which we'll learn about in a second. And we thought there's probably some things that our dragons know already about penguins. You've seen them in your travels, Pirate Pierre, and they're your good buddies, but let's see what they know about penguins. Ready, dragons? Penguins. Are they herbivores, which means they eat only plants? Are they carnivores, which means they eat only meat? Or are they omnivores, which means they eat both plants and meat? That's right, Pirate Pierre. They are carnivores. And not only are they carnivores, but there's very little opportunity to eat plants where penguins live, right? So we'll get into that in a little bit, but penguins are carnivores. All right, penguins. Are they predators, which means they're on the hunt? Are they prey, which means they're being hunted? Or are they both predator and prey? You got it, Flame. They are both predator and prey. They are both. But fun fact, dragons, on land, when penguins are on land, they don't get hunted, right? So that's why they stay on land so much. But when they go in the water, it's dangerous. It could be dangerous. They could get a killer whale go after them, or a seal, like a really dangerous leopard seal. So they got to be careful when they're in the water, but when they're on land, they're kind of safe. All right, penguins. Are we least concerned about their population, which means they have lots of penguins all over the world? Are they threatened, which means their numbers are going down? Or are they endangered, which means if we're not careful, we might lose penguins? That's right, Pirate Pierre. We are least concerned, and there are penguins all over the world, and their numbers are thriving. And watch this, dragons. You're going to love this, right? This question is so special, we use different markers for this one. Ready? So where do we not find penguins? On this list, where do we not find penguins? Okay, so do we find penguins in Australia? Do we find penguins in Antarctica? Do we find penguins in Africa? Do we find penguins in the Arctic Circle? And do we find penguins in South America? On this list, there's one place where we do not find penguins. What do you think? What do you think, Flame? No, Flame. We see them in Antarctica. That's where they're found the most. Pirate Pierre? No, Pirate Pierre. And you probably ran into them. They are in Australia. Isn't that crazy? Dragons, they're found in South America. They're even found in Africa. We will not find penguins in the Arctic. They will never be above the equator. We can find penguins south of the equator in all of these places. Isn't that wild? That's wild, right? So they can be found in warmer climates also in South Africa in the Galapagos Islands in South America. We thought that was crazy, but penguins are just so fun. We could spend an entire show talking about penguins and how they are naturally friendly creatures. They're naturally friendly creatures that stay warm, and they have cool black and white, what they call tuxedos, that act as camouflage. Sometimes when they are swimming so fast, they can be avoiding predators that are going after them because of their colors. So dragons, certainly a wonderful friend of Flame, and certainly a friend of Pirate Pierre, and we hope you learned a little bit about them. Da-da-da! It's time for the birthday box! Talking about penguins puts me in a fabulous mood. Because we love penguins and friends of Flame. That was great. That was a lot of fun, Flame. But let's get to birthdays. So today is the 13th, and we have Alexander Privat. One special birthday, and it's Alexander's. Way to go, Alex, in first grade. That is outstanding. And, well, that's right. I forgot about that. We had our Trivia Tuesday question, right? And we got some names, and we asked, where is it colder? Not maybe necessarily colder today, but colder in general. Is it colder in the Arctic, or is it colder in the Antarctic, in the South Pole or the North Pole, right? And so many dragons that submitted answers, and it is, in fact, the Antarctic, right? The South Pole is colder, which we thought was super, super interesting. And one of the reasons it's colder, dragons, is there are more mountains. The South Pole has more of a mountainous terrain and is located at the exact bottom of the Earth in the southern hemisphere, right? The Arctic Circle, sometimes there's some things that are around it, but it can be a whole 40 degrees colder in the Antarctic than the Arctic. That's pretty chilly, like -70. That's pretty cold. So here are all of our wonderful dragons that submitted Antarctic as a response. We have Ella Loftus. We have Marin Lampkin. We have Gary Taylor. We have Nick Tiller. We have Taylor Wolfram. We have Alex Frentz. We have Jason Struckmeyer. We have Andrea Stebbins. We have Kaylin Hernandez. We have Vukovic. Way to go, Vuk. We have Teodora. We have Reese Willett. We have Olivia Verdi. We have Marcos. Our Pledge of Allegiance, Marcos. That's kind of fun. We have Eduardo Bedoya, Natalie Farhat, Kyle Borgia, Yasmin A, and Torrance. All submitted Antarctic, or the South Pole. So, on behalf of Flame, on behalf of Pirate Pierre, and on behalf of all penguins out there, right? I'm Mr. Salerno. We hope you have an excellent Thursday today, dragons, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.